The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
TBS, America's #1 independent television network, presents the following sports exclusive.
You're listening to Basically a Sports Show.
Follow us on Twitter at Basically Sports.
Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes.
And check out every episode of the show at basicallysports.tumblr.com.
Now here's your hosts, Zach,
Greg, Mike.
And this is Andy, and you're listening to Basically a Sports Show.
Welcome to Bass number 552. And as always, the conversation pre-show was fun and interesting and all sorts of different digestive things. And so we're here 2 days late because I tempted the Spectrum gods last week and they smote me for my arrogance. And here we are.
Surprised you're even saying their name.
Yeah, right. I shouldn't have. I will conjure the demons again. Don't want to do that. So anyway, here we are 2 days late, but with a big orange cable in my yard, we're ready to roll.
How deep did they bury it this time?
They haven't buried it yet.
That's the best part.
Oh,
It's still there.
Just waiting for a mid-show raccoon to come through and take a nibble on what he thinks is like a licorice.
This reminds me of like the various horror stories I've read about and seen pictures of where somebody will be living like squatting in a house and they'll daisy chain a couple extension cords to the next door neighbor's house and just hope they don't notice and run like their entire like home on their electricity, like one outlet.
It's funny you bring that up because my cousin who lived in Florida down in Brooksville where I was at this winter, he moved to Pensacola last spring. And when they got to their new house, he kept hearing this like water running and he couldn't figure out what it was.
Oh.
And finally, he's like, I got to go see what this is. He went outside. There was a hose hooked up to his outdoor, whatever, the spigot thing.
Yeah.
And these people next door had been using his water.
Motherfuckers.
And he went and confronted them, and they were just kind of, well, yeah, you caught us. Sorry. I was like, wow, I just can't believe. And I don't know. They offered to pay for it. And he's like, if you were stealing my water, you can't afford to pay for it now. So whatever, just fuck off and leave me alone.
But yeah, we'll pay for the water that we stole. Like,
right.
Pay for your water then.
Yeah, it's if you've got the money to pay for the water, just pay for the water. I don't understand. But yeah, that was I couldn't believe it. He was telling me about it. I'm like, that is just the craziest thing I've ever heard.
I feel like fuck off and leave me alone. That should be like in the Constitution somewhere. That should be,
the 11th Bill of Rights, the fuck off and leave me alone amendment.
Part of your like, when they read your Miranda rights, you have the right to fuck off and leave me alone. All right.
Anyway, so what's been going on in the world? I've been kind of out of touch for the past couple of days. Lost all sense of space and time. And
well, Zach has been very enterprising, according to his. Did you go to your game yet, Zach? You were going to go see a game.
Oh no, the Angel game's tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So Zach will have a game coming up.
Yeah.
Oh,
First, yesterday, September 5th or June 15th, September, Jesus. The state of California lifted its mask mandates and all COVID restrictions. So that means that full capacity can happen at Disneyland, at the ballpark, and so the Angels' first home game after yesterday is tomorrow because they're up in Oakland right now. And my girlfriend and I over the weekend, we were like, we haven't gone to an Angel game yet this year. We should go to a game. Like, I don't know why we haven't gone to one yet. So then we're kind of looking at the schedule. It's like, well, does it matter who they play? It's like, I guess not, because the Angels are middling. They're on a hot streak right now. They lost today because they're idiots. But
that'll happen.
And it's like, well, you know what? I think at the very least we would want to see Shohei Ohtani pitch. So it's like, okay, well, when's Shohei's next start? When's he pitching next? And looking around, and I can't find the information. It's like, well, he pitched last Friday, so maybe he'll pitch this Friday. I don't know. And it's like, oh, well, we'll figure this out when we get home. And as I'm closing the phone to put it down, I get a notification from the Angels that are like, hey, just announced, buddy, Shohei Ohtani is pitching on reopening day on Thursday. And I was like, I guess we're going Thursday to the very first, dive back into the deep end of the pool with 45,000 people and no masks and
When you say close the phone, do you mean it's like a flip phone? Do you just like
no, but you have the phone in your hand and you kind of put it to sleep.
oh,
You hit the button on the side and
I just had this vision of you with like a Motorola Razor or something.
Well, no, because the other
OTR
thing is when my girlfriend and I were out at lunch, we try to do our best to not have our phones in our hands and like so like I pulled it out specifically to look something up, and so I was talking, and as I was putting it back down, I was hitting the button on the side as the notification came up, and I was turning the phone like down towards the table, and I saw it. I was like, "Wait a second,
Gotcha.
cool." So we got pretty decent tickets. The Angels were actually selling half off tickets for the game, so it sounds like it's going to be a sellout. Maybe it'll be a full house. I don't know. Traffic.
I'll have to watch it on TV tomorrow to watch him pitch.
It'll be an interesting day because like I mean Mike and I have both gone to the indoor events where it's kind of been spaced out and weird, but to go back to a fully operational sporting event is going to be quite strange. And I mean, even just walking around yesterday without my mask, going to these high school baseball games, and it was a crowded game because it's a Division I semifinal and all that. But it's like even that felt weird. Going into the convenience store for a bottle of water felt weird, and it's like I don't know how I'm going to handle 5,000 people.
It felt weird to have. It felt weird to walk into a Walmart without a mask on. Like that was just a bit.
Walking in Walmart's always weird. It just depends on what the day was, what kind of weirdness you're going to run across. Yeah, I don't know. I was saying back when this was all still we were knee deep in this thing that I wasn't sure. I don't know that. I thought about going to a game and I thought I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. I mean, it sounds crazy because it's Ohio's down to like 1 case per 100,000 every day, so it's really pretty much over here. But I still. Because it was like, here we go, and it's great. I mean, it's great not having to worry about any of the bullshit. But to go into a big crowd, I don't know if I'm there yet. I don't know. We'll see. I guess. Weird.
Yeah, it's going to be strange, but it is like at a certain point, we've done everything we can do. We're both vaccinated, and everyone supposedly they're hoping that people are vaccinated. They can't check that because it's there's no way to enforce that without starting a riot. And so you just gotta hope everyone's on the best behavior, I guess.
Well, I think too that we've achieved a pretty good level of herd. I mean, because really, when you take the vaccines into account plus all the cases and all that, we probably got pretty decent herd immunity. So even if there are outbreaks, I mean, I can't imagine.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be worried, like it was. I'm
not worried about it too much. Like down here, like in Southern California specifically, we've got it pretty handled. I think we both said that we're still going to take our mask with us, like just in case of I don't feel as comfortable as I thought I was going to.
Yeah. And if you got some jag off a seat away that says,
right,
just, vomiting right. And
it's like, I don't know if that's a deadly plague or if it's you're choking on a peanut shell. I don't know.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
But
it'll be relieving in some way, I think.
I don't know. Florida is going like full on like masks off, but at the same time, cases here are still a bit too high for comfort. Yeah, it's weird. But again, Florida's problem is that businesses are allowing you to go completely maskless if you've been vaccinated. If you've been fully vaccinated, but then only around, I think last I checked, less than 50% of the state had been fully vaccinated, and the governor has made it illegal for businesses to actually ask proof for your complete vaccination. So, like in Florida, a lot of people are just going maskless even though they're not fully vaccinated, and there's no way. It's basically the honor system, so it's
literally Newsom out here said that it's like written on the piece of paper that it's an honor system.
Yeah,
Disneyland specifically says that if you're fully vaccinated, you can come. but like but they can't check it.
Mhm.
Like there's no way to do it. They're not allowed to. And again, if they tried to, they'd draw all the protesters in the world for it. So
it's just not worth the fucking hassle.
No.
I'm looking at Florida's stats right now, Mike, and I don't know. I'm just looking at this like a quick Google search, but as of today, they're showing 0 new cases. So,
Yeah, today.
that's going back to June 4th, 0. Well, no, there was you know what? They're doing data dumps. That's why.
I'm looking at the
it comes up and then it drops back down again. Okay, never mind. Skip that.
If you look at the of the last 14 days, Florida's stats are not too great. I don't know. It's a situation where I guess I don't know. It's a situation where I'm sure it's going to get better, but I just tend to be of the opinion that like the best way to deal with this whole thing, is to get vaccinated. And the vaccinations are free. And, we mentioned Walmart. The Walmart that I walked into without a mask had a sign, COVID vaccines are here. Like, just, you don't even need an appointment. And you walk up, you go to the pharmacy and just be like, 1 vaccination, please. And like, they'll give it to you. And, again, last I checked, less than 50% of the adult population in Florida had been vaccinated, which is below the U.S. average. And it's just like, just get vaccinated. Like, it's like literally the worst thing that happens to you is that it kicks your ass for like 2 days and then you're fine.
Well, there have been. I mean, my girlfriend had to do a VAERS report after she got hers, so it's rare. And I'm not making a case for not getting vaccinated. I would never do that because like I said, I would have been the first in line if they'd let me in Florida. But I wasn't a state resident, so I was too stupid to think up a lie real quick. But it's.
Yeah, Publix ain't gonna check. You could have done that. Like,
well, no, the first thing she said was, "I need to see your Florida driver's license." I was like, "Fuck." But, yeah. So
Publix going above and beyond their usual due diligence. All right.
Maybe maybe it was an innuendo. Maybe it was like, "Show me your Florida driver's license." Wink, wink. Maybe she was.
Oh shit! I thought about that.
Maybe she thought you had some crank to sell her or something.
Or maybe you just hand her, I don't know, like a $20 bill, and she's like, "Oh, thank you for your ID."
Damn it. You know what? You're probably right.
My name is Andrew Jackson.
Get me in line. But anyway, what was I going to say? Well, no, Andy was talking about this on Twitter, and I said we should talk about it on the show because I guess a lot of the Cubs are not doing the vaccination thing.
There's the Cubs. There's a bunch of Cubs that are just like
several basketball players that
Zach Wilson refused to answer if he was vaccinated. He said it's a personal question. There's players. Joe Mixon said he's pissed off because the NFL and NFLPA came out with this thing today that essentially said, if you are vaccinated, we're lifting all the restrictions. There's a lot of this media access now. If things are opening back up, everything's going back to normal. It's so awesome. However, if you have not been vaccinated, it's going to be just like last year for you. You're tested every single day, maybe multiple times a day. You're set aside. You're restricted. Everything sucks. And a lot of players are like, you can't make me get vaccinated. Just fucking go get a shot. It's the off season, you bunch of fucking wimps. Get a shot.
The amount of shots these guys get on a game day for like.
Yeah, but that's the good stuff. That's like Demerol and Vicodin and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They'll
walk into the fucking training room and they'll have like a smorgasbord, like a charcuterie board of needles and pills.
Yeah.
And they'll just kind of buffet through them, taking everything they need. But then, God forbid you take a fucking vaccine that conks on your ass for a couple of days for the greater good.
Well,
and yourself.
Here's my argument with that. I've been saying it all along. Those of us that want to be vaccinated are, and if you're not, it's on you. I got no sympathy for that. I'm sorry. It's on you. That's it.
I'm talking purely from a sports standpoint. Your team you're letting your team down. You're letting the organization that pays you down. The Cubs management have come out multiple times and said, like, God, wouldn't it be nice if we could hit that 80% threshold? Wouldn't it be nice, Rizzo, you fucking prick, to go get vaccinated, get that number up? Because it makes life a lot easier when the bulk of the team is vaccinated. And as far as the NFL guys go, I don't know. These guys have been like doped to the gills with horse drugs and just coke. And
Ray Lewis was injecting deer hormones into him at the end.
Mike, that makes you better on Sundays. The vaccine doesn't do that. It's just
they probably got like pure adrenochrome and like spinal fluid. Like they're going for all the like conspiracy shadow Clinton shit to get them all fucking like prone and ready for game day. But yet, no, can't get a shot. Won't do. That's a very personal question.
Well, wasn't it Rizzo? Rizzo said it was like, oh, it's a tough decision. It's like, is it though?
It's really not,
like,
Anthony.
I think if you want it to be it's a tough decision if you want it to be a tough decision. Like I think, like kind of like Greg said, like you want to be the first person in line. Same with me. Like I didn't have a second thought about it. Oh man, I don't know. Should I take this thing that'll protect me during this life-changing pandemic? I don't know.
After the first shot, I was like, do I want to do? Because you can't help but see stuff, and I'm going, fuck. What if these people are right? What if this? And then I'm like, quit being stupid. Get the second fucking shot, and I did. But
well, I don't know. I mean, we've all been fully vaccinated. Has anyone had magnets stick to them yet?
Yeah, but I dig it. It saves me money on tattoos. I just stuff a magnet and change it every day. That's not even the craziest. I was telling Andy there was, and this is from a respected. Well, I don't know if she's respected anymore, but Naomi Wolf. Have you guys heard of her? She wrote a couple of feminist books back in the 90s, and she was an advisor to President Clinton and blah blah blah, the whole thing. The other day, I saw that she said, and I thought this is just the craziest damn thing I've ever heard, and there's some crazy shit out there that she was experiencing and getting anecdotal reports, which is like basically like, well, I could fucking make it up if I wanted to, but whatever, where vaccinated people in a room with unvaccinated people were emanating some sort of field, okay, like I don't know, like a radioactive something or other that were making the unvaccinated people sick. And I thought that's just fucking stupid. It's just stupid. That little vial did all that, but that's like the craziest one I've seen. But yeah, the magnetic stuff, which in Ohio, of course, because it was Ohio, they had the people in the legislature show up. And
I mean, I was really impressed with Ohio because I would have thought, well, if that would have happened, that's surely a Florida move. But no,
we have our moments. We have our moments here.
Yeah, my favorite thing about that video was the woman in the background that was kind of like making the faces of like, what the hell,
right?
And then the fact that I was looking at a comment on like the video. And someone was like, yeah, somebody should let that lady know that that key is made of brass and therefore not magnetic. It's like, oh, well.
Here's my
there you have it.
If you want to get it, if you don't want to get it, okay, fine. I can respect that. I think it's kind of silly, but whatever. Yeah. But if your reasoning for not getting it has to be better than a key is going to stick to my arm because I'm going to turn into a magnet, or I'm going to emanate radiation and make people sick. It's like if you've got a legitimate, okay, I've looked at it, I'm weighing my risk versus my reward, and I respect that. I may not agree with it, but I respect it. When you're going out there doing this batshit crazy nonsense, like we're being magnetized. And what was that one thing, Mike, we were talking about? The microchip inside the syringe.
Yeah.
Which would literally tear your insides apart.
Yeah, it's like if that microchip were injected into your bloodstream, like it would tear your veins apart. Like
I mean, two things. First of all, the like clandestine operation of government in the vaccines, that's like classic conspiracy loon stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I respect it from the perspective of like, ooh, that's like a nice dusting off a vintage form of crazy. Like I haven't seen that in a while.
That's some X-Files shit.
Yeah, that's just like a good old fashioned tinfoil hat, just lunacy stuff. That's fine with me.
My argument always, have you seen these people? I mean, I don't care what party, and just look at them. Do you really think they can pull this off?
Well, I mean,
really?
that's kind of the thing I always come back to, where it's like the U.S. government is using the vaccines to do whatever. It's like the U.S. government can't keep the United States government functionally operational without like a budgetary dispute with the president that
Right.
closes
They're
the whole
running
country down for like a month. Like
the
at least-
infrastructure is running on Windows XP. You know,
yeah,
like,
this is these people, like, just turn on C-SPAN and watch for 2 hours. Just watch C-SPAN for 2 hours, and then ask yourself: are these people capable of running like a shadow cabal of control?
I've said this so many times to my girlfriend. She's sick of hearing it, but I'll reach it and be like, "It's a fucking miracle this country gets through a day. It really is. It's just like the incompetence that like all these all this bureaucracy and shit. It's like, I mean, when I retired, you want to have some fun, go deal with Social Security, for fuck's sake. I'm surprised that I get any money every month. And then they would send me a letter 3 days before I would get the direct deposit into my account. This is how much money you're going to get. I'm like, yeah, I get it. It's going to be the same for the rest of my life, basically, except for little, cost of living increases. Didn't matter. 3 letters a month just to tell me that, okay, we're giving you this much money. It's like, what the fuck? Who does this? I don't understand. What's the point of it?
I mean, my favorite, the treadmills for shrimp, or like the millions on for a hammer that the Pentagon spends, like.
Oh, that's like an Independence Day. They're actually using that to fund all the black ops for the UFOs. So
okay, all right, yeah. Oh, that's right, the UFOs. Then I fucking love it. Like, the United States government is just straight up now going like, oh yeah, no, like, UFOs are real. We don't know what the fuck they are. Like, here's all of the footage.
Nobody cares.
Well,
Nobody
yeah,
cares.
which is hilarious. That it's hilarious that it's not hilarious because the events that were surrounding it, were actually tragic. But like, I just can't get enough of the fact that like the United States government was like, yeah, UFOs are real. Here's the proof, and they dropped it right in the middle of both COVID and like the George Floyd, race equality protests. It's like, and nobody gave a shit about
that. But you think about it, and we're going way off into like basically a paranormal show territory here. But if you were going to do that, what better time than when you just to come right out and go, yeah, you know what, you got us. They are real. We don't know what the fuck they are.
Or you just got some like military Joint Chiefs of Staff people like on like, no, we gotta wait. Okay, pandemic and riots. Okay, now just lean into the microphone. UFOs are real.
Throw that shit out there. No one will even fucking notice it. I promise. And sure enough.
I don't even think that. I think what they did was that we're like, sir, we have a lot of strife happening right now. I think it's time to seriously consider dropping the UFO bomb. A lot of heads of state and shadow figures are like, fuck, like we are we sure we want to do this? Like, yeah, we need the distraction. We need people to like be completely sidetracked while we navigate this horrible shit. All right, fine, release it, and God help us, God save this country and our people. And then nobody gives a fuck. It's like, oh.
It aggravates me because it's just like, come on.
Nobody cares because
nobody cares.
We need to yell about anthem protests on ESPN now.
You're still out there. You don't give a fuck about aliens existing because you're too worried about a fucking key sticking to your arm from a shot that you took. Give me a break.
Well, I mean, to be fair, there's not like a picture of an alien. Like if there's not the blueprints of a crashed UFO.
That's the thing. That's the thing that that was really disappointing. Is like the whole reveal was the government was like, so the government basically goes, as far as we can tell, they're real, and we've got some footage, and then that was it. And then like it's not like they said, yes, Roswell was real, and here's the remains of the spaceship. Like,
even
the government basically just said like, yeah, no, we've been in the dark as long as you guys have. Like, I don't know.
Well, listen to me here. I'm like, they can't pull off a vaccine conspiracy, but I'm absolutely convinced that they've hidden all this shit from us for years.
Well, no, that's what makes the alien reveal so like convincing to me, at least. It's like, because the government just flat out is like, yeah, like we got some footage, but we don't know what's going on, and it's okay. Now I can believe. That's far more the government's MO, to just be confused than.
There's a little preview of basically a paranormal show that Michael and I will be doing here in the next couple of weeks. We'll get out of the weeds here and get back to whatever we were doing before.
I don't know. You guys want to talk about sports? The United States soccer team decided to looks
stupid,
interesting.
They took something right out of the Greg Brady signature line of clothing and made a jersey out of it.
That's not a jersey.
There's a lot. You know what though?
It's a fucking awful T-shirt.
Actually, let me find something just to double check. Hold on. You talk about how bad these are for a second.
Well, the thing that I mean, I'm just kind of confused as to what these stripes are supposed to represent.
They don't. So it's,
okay.
Wait, what?
Well, I'm looking at. It's not the exact same pattern.
Did Nike do these?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't represent anything.
There's no long-winded thing about representing the spirit of America or
Dude, that's bigger than the alien reveal, if you ask me. I mean, that's serious news right there. That Nike put out a jersey with no explanation.
I mean,
here's the deal with the way these things work. They're putting this out in the summer before World Cup qualifying. So what's going to happen is the United States will wear these a handful of times during the World Cup qualifying cycle. But if when they qualify for the World Cup, they will get a new jersey set for the World Cup. So these are insanely temporary, and like, I don't know, they're just it's kind of been a trend in soccer jerseys over the last year or two. Like I'm trying to get a good vision of this Manchester United kit.
You take the pictures that we're showing right now and change the hairstyles, and that's straight out of the JCPenney catalog from like 1974.
This
exactly.
Like, yeah. Is the LL Cool J bucket cap back? Is that back now? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't know why it is, but it is.
This looks stupid.
I can make that work.
That hat's fine. I have nothing against the hat, the pants, the socks, shoes, whatever.
Yeah. So here's Manchester United alternate kit for this season.
Okay. Let me pull it up here.
They're made by Adidas, not by Nike, but it's the same idea. Like these big bold patterns and kind of weird, outlandish stuff is what's kind of in soccer fashion. Like the main jerseys will always be sort of conservative and straightforward because there's a lot of tradition that goes along with this whole thing. But the alternates, this is where the teams or not necessarily the teams, but the companies see themselves more as fashion designers trying to make something wild that'll capture someone's imagination and make them buy.
Well, Nike, you suck at that, so stop.
How would you just make something that doesn't look stupid?
Yeah.
Well, I think the thing that's the worst about these things, like if you look at the Mothership article, they have the back view, and because of FIFA rules, there can't be any patterns behind the numbers.
Oh no! So, okay, yeah, here.
So the pattern is only on the lower back of the jersey; it's not on the rest of it. Because that's where the numbers have to go, and they have to be completely legible. And so, unless you get numbers on the jersey, it looks pretty damn stupid.
You know what would look good if they just made it solid blue. That would look really nice with the cap in the front, and they can shove their fucking logo, but whatever.
That's what the United States away jersey has typically been, just the solid navy blue.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Instead of this looks like something that I don't know, like one of their designers was tripping on acid and said,
"Let's say it could work." Somebody was moving files around and had a stroke, and then saved it. Accidentally got sent, and they're like, "Oh, this is fucking brilliant."
Well, here's your Nike speak. It's just in a tweet, but it's not a whole lot. It's a little bit lower there on the article, but more stars, more stripes, less waste. By inspiring a waving flag and made with at least 75% recycled polyester, this new away kit replicates the on-pitch energy of the iconic U.S. national teams.
Oh,
is that the same on-pitch energy that lost to Trinidad and Tobago?
This is a different energy, Mike. New qualifying cycle. How dare you? It took a ball in the Haiti goaltender's feet. Like he kicked in his own net to get Canada into the final qualifying.
All right. You know what? It still counts.
That was the most polite goal I've ever seen scored in my life. It just rolled nice and slowly.
I think it was
everyone.
Was it Andy who was like the Canada feels like bad for it? Like,
well, the Haitian keeper is actually Canadian citizen as well.
Oh, was this an inside job? Did
I don't know.
Could have been. I
But
just
yeah, I
that would be-
don't.
That's what I would have looked like trying to be a goalkeeper in soccer. It's like fuck, they threw a changeup at me. I don't know what to do.
Oh no!
It's only going 2 miles an hour.
Anyway, with these jerseys, like they're bad. The youth will say that they're fire, and they'll be gone in a year and a half. So like it's not something that I'm gonna spend too much time worrying about. Because again, the other jerseys I showed you, the normal whites that they're wearing, which are kind of like a throwback to the '90s women's team that won.
Mhm.
Those are clean. Those are so nice. Like I definitely want to buy one of those before they go away. And I also hope, based on previous U.S. World Cup kits, that by the time, again, hoping that the United States does actually qualify this time, it is easier for them to do so this time, in theory. That they'll have something much nicer and worthy. I mean, at the very least, we're still operating with this newer, nicer USA crest compared to the old U.S. soccer with the ball.
Yeah, I do. Like
there's a certain '90s charm to that old one, though.
There was, and it was, what we grew up loving as anybody that like cared about soccer in this country. But it did look like an AYSO logo, which.
When do we get to do our big preview of the World Cup where Mike gives us the history of each country?
That won't be until 2022.
Oh, well, all right. Well, something to look forward to, folks.
Yes, something to look forward to as we talk about the World Cup emanating from slave labor built.
Yep. In the heat of the Arabian desert summers.
Oh, this more in Dubai, right?
Qatar.
That same thing.
Qatar with air-conditioned stadiums, open-air air-conditioned stadiums.
Very
built
about that.
With the bodies of dead slave laborers, and yep.
Sounds like a real party.
Yeah, that's FIFA for you.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of dead bodies in the desert, we could talk about the serpientes if you want.
Los serpientes. Sí.
These uniforms are again. It's sort of like I don't know. The thing that I said with this is that this design is like too good for this program, and if they could find a way to make a Diamondback script in this style, like just make this the primary design for the team, because this is a really good look.
I think it's fine. I don't particularly care for this. Are they calling it sand or is it gold? Like what?
Sand something. Sand something. I can't remember.
Yeah, Sonoran sand.
That's it.
It looks like piss.
It looks better than that one time the Padres came out in.
Right, but
sand. That was a sand.
I'm like they haven't worn them yet, and they said that they're going to wear them with either the white or gray pants, depending on where they are.
This is a color where you need to pair this with matching pants.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think it's going to look terrible with the white pants. Like I think that's my worry.
I
mean, otherwise, like it's fine. I think it's the one of if not the best of the City Connect uniforms so far, because there's really nothing to it. It's just the name on the front of the jersey and numbers.
It's not bad. I like Miami's better though. I think that
this one, the one problem I would say about these is that I do get Dodger vibes.
Absolutely.
Because the Serpientes, it's not straight black. It's kind of like a blackish, bluish shade. Navy, or a really dark navy. And then you've got, that red number on the front, and that's just classic Dodgers. But what I both like and find hilarious is actually what Zach pointed out in our group text. Probably the best thing I like about this uniform is this Valley of the Sun patch that they designed, where it's, the snake logo in the shape of a V, and then in the middle of that V is this Native American, like Pueblo-inspired sun emblem. And it's like, oh, that is a really cool logo. And then, as Zach pointed out, it's on part of the jersey that's going to be tucked into the pants during game day, so you're never going to see it.
Which is a shame, because that would be a great sleeve patch.
That's a great, you know, especially when you consider the actual sleeve patches on these jerseys are the state flag and the A logo, which you know are both pretty redundant. And it's
I thought when you put that the picture of that patch in the chat, I thought that was the shoulder patch.
No.
And then once I read the article, and I was like, oh, that's very disappointing.
No.
Like I just think like they're
that hat's terrible.
Yeah, that it's a bad hat. It's a really bad hat, and I don't think it's going to work with the white pants. I think that this could have been more. I think is my thought. Like, I guess full marks to them for showing some restraint in this program a little bit, but at the same time,
oh yeah, like I thought for a moment that they were going to go like overboard with the teal and like really, you know, kitschy with the Kachina pattern, but no, they actually did show restraint.
I think that Valley of the Sun patch too. There's something in the Mothership article saying that like when they were testing out what identities they wanted to do, they were thinking about doing a Valley of the Sun thing, like just kind of like the Suns have done. And I guess then they swerved to the Serpientes thing to embrace the Latino community.
Well, they said that one reason they did that was because they like since they've reined in their identity, like they used to be pretty out there with you know, the gradients and the bright teal, and you know they have made an effort to kind of scale a lot of that back, and they mentioned that they wanted to get away from having too many jerseys. So when they decided to do a City Connect jersey, they ditched like the Los D-backs alternate. And I guess they're like, well, if we're replacing that, if we're getting rid of that, we still want a jersey that will appeal to the Latino community. So that's why they went with Serpientes.
Okay, so this is a really cool, like with the snake is the S of the tail and everything. Mm-hmm. That is cool. The fact that it's in Spanish, whatever, fine. But I find that like you could tell a bunch of white people put this together because it's the same thing where it's like, how do we get more Latino people to buy our shit? I got it. Los D-backs. Oh my God, you're fucking brilliant. That's the best. That's exactly what we've needed. You know, why don't you put a fucking taco patch on the sleeve, you fucking idiots?
No, they saved those for the new era. They saved those for the new era local market hats.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like there's a lot to like about this, and like this patch that is like
that's the best thing about it. And
that thing is killer, and they need to utilize that. And it even utilizes an existing property because you got the Diamondbacks snakehead script there. But I mean, then you fucking this garbage hat, and then you throw this stupid old logo.
Well,
on the sleeve.
I think what, you know, kind of going to what Zach said is that these could have been more. If you look at that hat, at the very least, that hat needs some red on the logo. At the very least, but ideally, honestly, just put that Valley of the Sun logo on the hat.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
I'd go with the darker color on the crown of the hat, but yeah, that would be a great hat logo.
I mean, even if they keep the same color, put the Valley of the Sun thing and make the little squatchy red instead of black.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you something.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but I think you got to go all the way with the color. You can't just wear that with white.
And again, the actual sleeve patches on this jersey are the state flag and the A logo. So both of which are really uninspired. So get rid of one or the other and put that Valley of the Sun logo on the sleeve. Like,
imagine being the guy that designed that patch. You're like, this thing kicks ass. Like, yeah, no one's ever going to see it, dude. Sorry, because we're going to tuck it in. I don't know.
As I look at it, it's because it's above the jock tag. It may even be a dumb thing where it actually sticks up above the belt slightly, so you may see it, you may not see it. It may only come out like
see the top part of it, and
well, yeah, you know, like how some guys they when they're like a pitcher is throwing really hard and the jersey comes untucked from his pants or something like that's. I think that's the best you can hope for that patch, which is pretty sad.
Right.
Only Nike would do that, where it's like, oh yeah, we designed this really cool patch, and no one's ever going to see it, so go fuck yourselves.
How many more do we have left of these before
Just the Giants and the Dodgers.
Giants in July and Dodgers in August.
Until next year.
Until next year, where we get
probably the whole league.
More. No, they said they're spacing it out over 3 years, right?
Oh, well, I don't know. This whole I guess staggered release schedule for these uniforms is kind of frustrating to a degree, because I don't know, what's the point? I guess the point is, it's like, oh, we give each team kind of a time to shine, but shouldn't the main time to shine for these uniforms be when they're worn in games, not necessarily the unveil? I'm not sure why we have to wait until August to get the final one of these. They should have honestly just unveiled these all from the get-go. And
what's unusual is that some of these some of them photograph better than they actually show up in game, and some of them it's the reverse. Like the Cubs uniforms looked this stupid in the pictures, in the photographs, the promotional stuff. In game, I thought they were okay. I didn't love them or like them even, but they looked that I wasn't offended when they were out in the sunshine.
How many Wrigleyville jerseys did you get, Andy?
0. I did buy a jersey though. I'll tell you about it here in a little bit. What jersey I did buy.
I think the thing that's kind of weird, kind of what you're talking about with the marketing part of it, is every time they've unveiled these jerseys, it's just people wearing the jersey, not the full uniform.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes not even wearing the hat. Like the Serpientes one is just a dude wearing the jersey in the middle of the desert with a baseball bat. No indication of what this is actually going to look like when they take the field. So I think
because they knew in particular this jersey is going to look really bad if they don't have matching pants, and then for whatever reason they decided not to have matching pants.
Yeah, because it's going to look like, here's my jersey that I haven't washed in 6 months with my brand new pants. That's what it's going to look like.
I think what could have been cool, and I don't know if you guys would agree, but I think they could have done a 70s Pirates thing here, and I think black pants would work really well with that jersey. But
would have been the worst. It wouldn't have been the worst thing.
Yeah. Because they're into the colored pants right now. So I think it could have worked with this, but you put the rattlesnake tail going down the pant leg. There you go.
They need to do something with some. I'm I don't like how. I don't understand the font choice either for the numbers. It's all this sharp.
Well, that's their standard. That's the team's standard font.
That's why it's terrible. It's because it's their standard. Okay.
Yeah.
So why do a half measure with a lot of this?
Yeah, I don't get the point, considering how a lot of these have kind of gone out of their way to kind of be their own thing. The White Sox one comes to mind, where they created a whole new font for that.
Yeah.
And then the Diamondbacks are just like, no, we'll just use our standard font. I don't know. If you're going to create something, from scratch, with this really fluid script, and then you just come out with, you just use your standard font with all of these sharp, jagged edges, it doesn't really work.
I think the reason that we're getting all this wild stuff now too is yes, Nike, yes, idiot fans, but as we learned this week, the players think their gray uniforms are boring.
Oh, well, Bryce Harper can go fuck himself.
The Phillies are going to wear their red alternates on the road more often because Bryce Harper and other teammates thought that wearing gray all the time was boring. So I don't wear the red jersey more.
I don't disagree with that. I think that I don't understand. I mean, I get it's tradition and all that, but do we really think that the all gray uniforms are? Some of them look really good, but that's special.
I admit I kind of like a lot of the gray uniforms. Going back to the White Sox. The White Sox gray uniforms are probably some of my favorite uniforms in the majors.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Some of them look really good. I mean, they all look good for the most part, but I don't know that they're so special that we can't mix it up a little bit, like with the Phillies. I mean, theirs just says Phillies on the front. And it's just gray, right? Basically,
it's just the same as the home white. Red Phillies script like it's been for decades. The number on the sleeve, and that's it.
See, the Phillies should go back to those baby blue roads that they wore back in the 70s. But the thing is, they weren't red then; they were kind of maroon. So we kind of throw off the whole bit. But
they wear the throwbacks on. That's their throwback uniform they go with this year.
There's old Tony La Russa looking like a fucking gangster.
We determined that was a Photoshop.
Yes.
Is this?
Yeah. It's a Photoshop, yes.
This is not a Photoshop.
That one's not.
It looks even worse. Oh no.
Just the kids. He's all about the kids.
How do you do, fellow kids?
that is as close to as how do you do, fellow kids, as you're ever going to get in that or Chris Chelios wearing the Thrashers alternate. Has the same energy.
Oh God, that Chelios and that football Thrashers jersey is.
That's classic.
It's the reason that players in wrong jerseys thread was created.
Yeah.
Wow. That's impressive.
I mean, I mean, it's almost enough to kill the thread because it's like you can't top it after you do that. Like,
no.
Just everyone go home.
No, and then it just kind of devolved into a thing where like
player gets traded,
and I don't like him in his jersey. Yeah,
was it that the red one?
Yeah, Chris Chelios and let's see.
Yeah, I got it.
Really, because once you get past, you got Unitas with the Chargers, Namath with the Rams,
Emmitt Smith with the Cardinals.
I mean, you go. There's a few, and then after that, it's just like, well, all right, here we go. Is this it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the one.
Soak it in.
What an embarrassment! Just
the stripes down the front of the socks are a small detail that people forget about.
Yeah. Oh man,
this was clearly like it piping. Put all the piping everywhere. Put piping.
And poor Chris Chelios, the end of his career, just
Chris Chelios there at 78 years old.
Yeah, someone said that looks like the sports equivalent of like a 52-year-old man dressing like his teenage son. Like, it's like, yeah, right. I don't know. That picture is just gold. It's almost like that uniform, is the reason the Thrashers had to move and become the Jets. It's no, you've created something this bad. You lose your franchise. Goodbye.
The hockey gods, and that's that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, update, guys. The Sixers lead 3-0 over the Hawks, right? Oh, 3-2. Never mind. I was going to say it was a blowout, but it's.
Say what we have that game. We have a hockey game tonight.
Yeah, it doesn't start for another hour or so, but yeah.
We have the Suns lose Chris Paul probably for a while because he's an idiot, and the Suns sweep the Nuggets, and everyone's high on the Phoenix Suns for the first time in 30 years or whatever.
Did you see that the fight in the stands with the Suns fan kicking the crap out of the Nuggets fan, and this was during Game 3, and he just says Suns in 4. It was a good meme for a day or two on the old Twitter machine.
I think I saw a picture. I don't know. I think I saw a video though.
Yeah,
but yeah,
Nuggets fan tried to start crap with the Suns fan. The Suns fan just summarily beat him to smithereens.
That's hilarious to me that these two fan bases are going at it. Why?
I mean, just two beggar teams that have just like wandered accidentally into this realm of success, and now they fucking despise one another. It's like, what? You guys are the same. It's like the Spider-Man pointing to Spider-Man meme.
I've seen a lot of random fights for like, I mean, yes, there's always a fight at a sports game usually, but it's like, it seems that we're seeing a lot more of them. And I don't know if it's because we were all cooped up inside for over a year and don't know how to interact with other large groups of people, but like, there's been a fair amount of dumb shit.
Yeah, there's like the Suns and the Nugget. It's like they stumbled into the VIP part of a strip club and said, "Let's kick somebody's ass." It's like
I don't know if you saw that Padres fan that cold cocked the Rockies fan.
Yeah, I did see that
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you can't go a day without seeing somebody get knocked out at a sporting event these days, and I don't know.
Well,
I don't know how you can get pissed at somebody just like go after them like that. What could they do?
Alcohol.
All right, that helps. Yeah, that definitely helps.
I say that everybody in Vegas is taking notes because like the city of Oakland is telling like Raiders fans, it's like, hey, you guys are new. You got to stab somebody this coming season. Fans are going to be there. You got a reputation to uphold. If somebody comes in there wearing a Chargers uniform, you got to stab them. But I don't want to. You got to stab them. You got to do.
You got to find your local stabbing knife store.
Yeah, and prepare to go to war.
That's right. Speaking of Vegas, that was it the Purds that just roasted them on Twitter the other day. That was outstanding.
Yeah, this is why nobody likes you.
Yeah.
Well,
you know, the Purds with a rare win.
Right.
Yeah. I there is nothing likable about this Vegas team. Like there's this hockey Facebook page that I follow that over the last few days they've been putting out they've been breaking down each of the 4 teams left rosters based on how the team acquired that player. And it's kind of crazy. Like I'll pull it up right now, but it's like you compare how the Lightning have been built versus how Vegas has been built, and it's like they're both equally good, I guess, to a certain degree. You know, sorry, I'm trying to pull it.
Well, I mean, if it really depresses me to ponder a Lightning Golden Knights finals. I don't want to.
So here it is. So the Lightning,
see.
The Lightning built their entire playoff roster, 7 players via trade, 10 players via the draft, 2 players on free agency, undrafted free agency, I should say, and 2 players with regular free agency. Pretty normal. I mean, over half the team through the draft. I think that's a pretty good homegrown team. You get some trades in there, like that's how you build a team.
Yeah.
And then we go to Vegas, and it's via the expansion draft, 6 players. Via expansion draft trades, 3 players. 10 players acquired via trade. 4 via free agency, and only 2 drafted. Now, granted, this is only a 4-year-old team, so the drafted number is going to be low, but like this is a team that just like made out of whole cloth.
They're kind of like a lesser version of the Nets in the NBA, kind of.
Yeah,
and that they just created like poof, here we are from nowhere.
You know, and as it still stands, the worst part about Vegas is their fans still just.
They've got some rough years coming up, I think.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I know,
but let them enjoy this.
No.
Okay. All right.
Andy, we have all had to sit through this shit. We have all had to take our lumps. We don't just get handed the golden goose.
I mean, if they win a cup, then no, they don't get to enjoy that. But being successful early on, just again, we've seen this with the Jaguars. The Panthers had some early success. The Carolina Panthers also, like this, they kind of have a little bloom time, and then they just revert to being the mulch of the league. So
because those teams were made out of shit, and those were like inspiring stories of wow, they truly took this island of misfit toys that Vegas keeps trying to call itself, and like and be like this was kind of amazing that the Panthers got there so early. Hell, I thought it was incredible that the Mighty Ducks got there 10 years in that they made it to a final, and that was still like an incredible run of an underdog misfit team. Like this still doesn't happen, and the fact that we're now 4 years in and they're still just as good as the day they stepped on the ice for the very first time is kind of infuriating. And they will have their lean time soon. I would just like that to be sooner than later, because they keep selling out and selling out and selling out, trying to force all they can do to win a cup as quick as possible. And it's like, that's not how any of this works. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like Montreal is going to be up to the task, which it would have been nice to have this very bad, actually, Canadians team beat Vegas and go to the Cup final.
I mean,
but it's got to be up to the anti-hockey of the Islanders or the incredible battle station that is the Tampa Bay Lightning.
The anti-hockey?
Yeah. They like to play. I mean, I love the way the Islanders play. To be fair, Like they check hard and they forecheck and all that, but they do kind of play a defensive trapping game.
Look, just do it for honky. All right.
Well, Montreal's only down one game, right?
Yeah, but Montreal had some energy for the first 5 minutes of that game.
Oh,
And then the rest of it was like, if it wasn't for Carey Price, it would have been 6 or 7-1.
ooh.
And
Well-
like, that's not to say that like Carey Price can't steal a game, and maybe the Canadians can do what they did to Toronto. Sorry, Mike. Where again, they're against Toronto, they were playing a team that was more skilled than they were, and yet they still figured out a way to slow them down and get the game down to their level and win it. So that's not to say that they can't do it against Vegas, but Vegas is a head of steam that Toronto didn't have, and they've kind of got it figured out. The Colorado was the team that should have done it, but they lost their heads for a couple games in a row in that last series. So
What a nice, beautiful time it was just a few days ago, where we had the realistic possibility. And I guess it's not completely dead, but we could have had a Jazz Bucks NBA Finals and an Islanders Canadiens and a NHL Stanley Cup Finals. Just would have been just kind of nice just to see some diversity there. But we're going to get Lightning Golden Knights. The Lightning are probably going to win, and we're also going to get the Nets will win, and it'll just be a bunch of jerking.
The Nets and the Nets will play the fucking Clippers, and darkness will reign.
The opportunity the Bucks had was last night when they were up 17, and Harden's out and Irving's out, and it's just KD, and then they let KD kind of take over and will them to that win. So unfortunately, it's probably going to be the Nets to move through. At the very least, you're still probably. Assuming the Clippers don't figure it out, without Kyrie or without
Kyrie.
Kawhi Leonard, you'll probably still get at least Jazz or Suns in the final, which will be fun to a certain degree. But
I'd take that.
And I'm not counting out the Islanders against Tampa. I think that Islanders team is.
The Islanders Tampa series is it is 1-1, so it's
And the Islanders really got under Tampa's skin in that first game. That was a fun game. That's going to be a fun series, I think, as it moves forward. But anybody but Vegas and anybody but Brooklyn. That's really.
I'm kind of on the I'm kind of on the fuck Brooklyn, fuck the Clippers train. They're basically East and West Coast versions of each other, right down to the stupid black uniforms. And they both deserve nothing but scorn. And I hope the Jazz utterly, take them down in the next two games, and I hope that the Bucks can somehow correct, figure their shit out, because honestly, people bitched when it was Cavs Warriors for a few years in a row there. But I cannot think of a more soulless finals than Clippers Clippers Nets. What would that even?
But who would love that? The NBA. The NBA would love that, because you got LA and New York.
Yeah, but it's the shitty LA and New York teams. It's not the LA and New York teams that people care about.
I'm not.
It's like when the Ducks and it's like when the Ducks and Devils played each other in the final. Hey, it's
and they tried to make it New York,
LA.
LA.
New York. Not really.
And it was just it was bum fights, depressing.
I mean, come on, think about it. Could you imagine Lakers Knicks in the NBA Finals?
Visually, from a uniform standpoint, that'd be beautiful.
Yeah,
it would be beautiful, but from a visual standpoint, could you imagine just between the fan bases, between just all of the just even down to analyzing the games, there's just something about Knicks Lakers that if it were ever to happen in the NBA Finals, just sounds like oh yeah, that would be almost like a premier event. This is the this is maybe it's obviously something that can't happen every time, but when it does happen, it'll be really special. And then
it's like a nice royalty matchup kind of thing.
That in 1973, those two actually played each other. I looked it up, and the Knicks won, which is,
then you cut to like Clippers, Nets, and
it's great value. It's the Walmart.
Yeah, it's like Mom, can we get Lakers?
We have Lakers at home.
Can we get Lakers Knicks? We have exactly. We have Snickers.
They're the same.
You get these Clippers and Nets because it's cheaper. Why can't we have nice things? I mean, why can't we have Montreal Islanders in the Stanley Cup final? Why not?
I mean, we could. It's still possible.
I know, but we're not going to get it. We all know it. But I'm just asking. I'm making an appeal to the sports gods. Why can't we just this one time have this? Did those two ever play each other in the Isles run in the 80s? No, it was
no. Well, no.
Edmonton and who else did they play? They beat because they won 4 straight, right?
Did the Islanders ever beat the North Stars? I feel like that happened, but I'm not.
Yeah, I want to say like in 80, like one of the first 2 was against the North Stars. Maybe I'm not sure. I don't remember, but I know Edmonton were like the last 2. I think. Let's find out. Zach, are you on it?
No, I just remember. Like I know that Pittsburgh beat the North Stars once.
Let's see here.
I think the other time was
the Islanders.
I think.
For our Base Plus listeners, this is the part of the show where you get to listen to us look shit up.
One of our
signature.
They went 4 times. Oh, for fuck's sake! I just show me brief history on all 4 Stanley Cup championships. There we go.
I got it here. So the North Stars lost to the Penguins in '91, and that was it.
Okay, they beat the.
Oh no, and then they one of the first ones they beat. It was the first year was the Flyers, second year North Stars, third year Canucks, fourth year Oilers.
Canucks?
Yeah.
The Canucks made the Stanley Cup at one point.
82.
Well, I guess where they played Edmonton twice. Maybe I'm just remembering it. Well, obviously,
no, they only played Edmonton. They played Edmonton twice. They played Edmonton with their last cup, and that's what everyone calls the torch passing moment. Because Wayne,
right, and then the next year Edmonton beat them, right?
Right, yeah,
yeah. Because I remember it was when Gretzky. I don't know why, but this always sticks with me. Like it was kind of an even series, and Gretzky got loose on Billy Smith and scored on him on a breakaway, and it was like, okay, that was like if you want to pick a moment where the torch was passed, it was probably that because they had a tough time solving him, and then they did it, and off they went. I don't know why I remember that so well, but watched it on Hockey Night in Canada or on CBC, Mike, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah. We had CBC in Toledo, Ohio for some reason. I don't know why, but we did.
But I don't know. Does anyone give a crap about the Sixers Hawks series? I feel like
no.
I like that the Hawks are keeping it tight, but all it shows me is that if the Sixers are having trouble with the Hawks, like they're not going to beat Brooklyn.
No,
assuming Brooklyn gets healthy. I think like the fact that they're kind of dealing around with these injuries. Yes, KD can still do what he did yesterday, but that's not. It's something that could still be undone. So I think we kind of have to, as much as fun as it would be to have an upset for once in an NBA playoff series. I would like the Sixers to win to give us the best shot at dealing with the Nets ahead of the final.
Well, I mean, the Suns took out a number 1 seed. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not doing anything now with Chris
the Suns didn't
injured.
beat the number 1 seed.
I thought. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Okay.
No, they beat the Lakers, who were the 7 seed and injured as hell.
Were the Nuggets not?
Nuggets were number 4.
Oh, never mind then.
Who's number 1 seed out west?
Utah.
Oh,
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, silly me. Should have known. The white man blood in me should have known that a Utah team was highly ranked. Just involuntary feeling of success in one of the whitest states in the country.
Utah 1, Phoenix 2, Denver 3, and then the Clippers were 4.
Fucking auto play.
I'm now the proud owner of a San Jose Sharks jersey from 1994. I want to say.
Oh, so like the original.
Oh yeah, I'm not fucking around with his new Sharks bullshit. I dropped some
What
money.
a great summary of the Sharks uniform situation for the past 15 years. This new Sharks bullshit.
It's a real shame, but that shoulder patch from the
Fin.
earlier, the Snakes one, the Serpientes one, that was like, it kind of reminded me of the awesome Sharks shoulder patch. So, which is also one of the best ever with the shark fin and stuff like that. But yeah, so
Would you buy it off eBay?
shit, yeah, I totally got it off eBay. Yeah. The pictures look okay, but it's so far my eye, like, I was pretty pleased with it. But you never know when I might get the thing, and the crest will be like the size of, a dinner bowl or something stupid and small, and it's like, what the hell is this?
When it comes to vintage NHL jerseys, the only place I go is eBay at this point, and you have to have a very discerning eye, like, because there's, I mean, the amount of jerseys that I see just walking the street that are like, you really thought that looked like what that's supposed to be, like, especially Mighty Ducks jerseys, like the purple.
Oh, and it's a starter one too. Nice.
Oh yeah, see that's the real deal. That's the real deal. That's good.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think you're talking about like flea market jerseys kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's, I mean, I can probably find one real quick, but like there's a lot of people around here that buy Mighty Ducks jerseys and they're like, oh, it's so cool. And it's like, dude, that is not good. I
Googled flea market jerseys.
Oh,
and
good.
I don't know what this is. Well, it's not so much.
Can this be Yeet, Bussin, or
I need to put a list together. I've had a rough couple of weeks, but so this is. I don't know what this is, but
does Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers have a team? Is
Nike and Cactus Plant Flea Market surprise release their 2020 collaboration? Okay, what the fuck is this? I don't know. I just thought it was. I'll try to find some actual good knockoffs, but like Zach, I imagine that, like, if you ever, like, anybody, if you ever go to any sporting event, you're always going to see.
Oh yeah,
it's hilarious because like the contrast is so heavy to where you see somebody who clearly spent money and got a like proper jersey, or even at least a. This is terrible, Zach. They got the plausible.
Look at that color. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh
people
my god, that's like red,
right? And people buy that and they're like, "Oh, I got a deal. I got this Duck jersey for $12. Wow, it looks so good." And it's like,
yeah, and it's got red stripes, giant shoulder patches, and a bubbly crest. Good job.
Yeah, great. And it's wrong.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And plain white name on back and numbers. Like, good job.
Do you guys ever, like, I went to a flea market a couple years ago and this guy had jerseys, like tons, just all sorts of NFL jerseys. And he goes, he's got like it was an Aaron Rodgers Packers jersey. He goes, man, this is, I've got these, a great deal, like $70 for this. I'm like, I look at it like, that's a counterfeit. No, it's not. I'm like, yeah, it really is. And he would like, just would not admit it was fake. I'm like, dude, the numbers are wrong. They're too big. All this stuff. I said, you picked the wrong guy to try to sell this to, because I'm going to spot every fucking problem with it.
But the one I just sent is the real deal when it comes to like the fake jerseys, because not only is the colors wrong, but like the shape of the head of the Mighty Ducks crest is wrong. That is the one I see all the time.
Huh.
Oh my god,
that's not as bad as the other one, but it's still pretty bad.
No, but it's because the other one is completely the same color all around.
See,
but all the striping, that's the same red color as that other jersey.
I don't understand how people fall for these things. I mean, it's
because they don't care for the details, and they just think, oh, I want a cheap. I don't want to pay $200 for the jersey in the team store, but hey, I found this website that has it for $10. And it's like, well, yeah. Like specifically what I looked up, because everyone, this is where all the fakes that I know of come from, is Alibaba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like all you have to do is Google whatever team name jersey Alibaba, and you find some really bad. Yeah, like
the different numbers on the sleeves just sell it.
That thing's not even fucking close in any direction. It's just not.
You got your Licars there.
I too am a fan of the Lacars.
I'd wear that. I would actually wear that. At least you're being upfront about it. It's like, yeah, this fucking thing's not even close to real. Look.
Yeah.
That's like a
Those
funny.
ones-
You could be a
those
collector.
ones I really don't get, because that one you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Look.
No, I got to find some other ones here. So, like, I know that there's a lot of them where it's like typically it's China, the Chinese knockoff stuff.
Yeah.
But it's some of them come back. Wait, what is this? Oh boy, what is this?
Uh-oh.
I think I found it. Like I scrolled past it. Damn it! Where did you go? Oh, here we go.
Oh,
What the hell is this? Oh wait, no, it's a custom jersey. Never mind. Disregard. False alarm.
I know that this is kind of off topic a little bit, but on YouTube, like there's these guitarists that they call them Chibsons. They're Chinese Gibson Les Pauls, which Andy probably knows what that is. But anyway, and they're like, they look exactly like the real thing, and they play it, and it's like it's still fake, and they will fucking fight you to the death that it's not fake. It's like it's completely fake. We don't care. I just don't understand people that would just. It's like it's not the real thing. We all know it. You know it. Everybody knows it. So why are you doing it? But they do.
here's one that came up a little while ago, a few months ago, and I believe I first saw it from Chris Creamer on Twitter. But so this is Justin Bieber, who has money.
Basically, Sports Show has learned Justin Bieber has money.
And yet, this is the Toronto Maple Leafs Doug Gilmour jersey he decided to buy.
What? Oh my!
Like, just all you have to do is look at the creases on the numbers, and I can tell you from 1,000 yards away, that's a fake.
Yeah, but no one's gonna notice because of that fucking hair. You're never gonna see the jersey.
Yeah, I mean that's the other part of it. But like, here's another picture where you can really tell the color difference between the stripes and the numbers, and it's like,
it's pretty
hey,
obvious.
You have money.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
What are you doing? Spend the money. Ask the Toronto Maple Leafs, like, hey, do you have any Doug Gilmour jerseys I can get? And they'll probably be like, oh yeah, sure, Justin Bieber. Here's 5.
Is he wearing that to play? Is he wearing that to play like golf or mini golf?
He's playing golf with DJ Khaled.
Man, that's what year is it?
What jersey to play golf anyway?
So that was literally like a couple weeks ago. Okay.
Well, Zach, you found one of Greg's links there with that big giant thing in the.
Why is that not coming up correctly?
I don't know.
Oh, man. It's I don't want you to know. This is a blob of text. I'm still looking for some knockoffs here, man. For whatever reason, they're harder to find.
But yeah, you see a lot of that sort of stuff in Ontario, the knockoff Leafs jerseys, and they're super easy to spot because your standard, the official Leafs stuff has like the blue it's a very kind of specific deep shade of royal blue, and all the knockoffs it's like this really kind of like dilapidated pale blue, and everything's bubbly and creasy, and it just looks like crap, but you see it all over the place. But then again, you figure it's just people looking for deals, or it's people getting what they can afford. But yeah, Justin Bieber can afford an actual Doug Gilmour jersey, so I don't know what his fucking excuse is.
Well, he gave himself away that he doesn't know anything because a real fan would prefer that.
The place I see most of these is beyond the arena. Like online, there's Ducks Facebook fan groups, and all the time you get these people that like post the jersey that they just bought, and they're like, "Wow, so excited to finally get this Getzlaf jersey!" And then they post a picture of it, and like the Z in Getzlaf is in the wrong place, and the stripes are like not. They're supposed to be diagonal, and they're straight, and like people just kind of come in, and we're always like, "Hey, I mean." It's nice that you are excited, but like That's not accurate, dude. And then you get a bunch of people like, he's just happy he got a jersey. How dare you? And it's like, what do you,
okay. So the more I see of this Justin Bieber Gilmore jersey, the more it's like, first of all, I can see his fucking wife beater underneath it, so we can go fuck himself.
Oh my god.
2, yeah, the more I see of this, the more I can tell you, like, do you know how many times I've seen that jersey at Walmart?
Oh, sure.
Like, okay, first of all, the Akinla one is just beautiful.
Oh wait, go back. I want the Rockets.
Rockets.
I want that. I want the Lacars jersey.
That's my NBA Finals. I want to see the Orrickets versus the Lacars. Like,
right, exactly.
That's you know what? Next year I'm putting that in the NBA like thread. Like, it's like, oh, NBA season starting up. Who you got for the finals? I'm going Orrickets versus Lacars, and I'll stand by that all season.
I really want that jersey.
What? Which one?
The Orchids. Look, Lacars would be great too.
That's one of those where it's like, I want to buy it just because it's batshit insane, probably not expensive, and then just wear it to like a Rockets game, see what people say. Like,
what?
Hmm?
Huh? No one told me my jersey was spelled wrong.
And you know that Lacars jersey, you know what they would notice? At the spelling. They would even notice that the fucking color's wrong and everything else.
You know, at that point you just say, "Oh, I'm just dyslexic, so I never noticed."
Right.
You know.
It's on a real team. Oh boy.
I'm looking for it now, but there was a fan. Cubs Cardinals played each other in Chicago the other day, and a fan was wearing a I think it was "Fuck Cards 69."
You know what? I applaud that man. He's living his best life.
It was cool. What was that video we sent in the text? Was that at Wrigley where they had the big giant beer cup thing and the whole the big crowd and all that? Yeah. That was great to see.
Yep.
It's nice to see that people are back at sporting events like complete fucking idiots.
I'm sorry. I got an update for you. It was not Fuck Cards. It was Cream Pie was the name on the back of the jersey.
69.
Cream Pie 69. I gotta find. Oh, I shouldn't be Googling this. Oh no. Oh God.
That
a lot of different things.
Bad stuff, man.
It's a good thing that you're not sharing your screen right now, Andy.
Yeah, that would have been. Yeah, I'd be on some lists.
What the hell? I just understand. I'll never understand that. I just don't get it. It's like, yeah, this is a great idea. People. Oh, we speaking of that, we were driving behind this truck the other day, and it was like, I love MILFs. And all this other crazy bullshit on it. I'm like, that guy's either the most fucked up person I've ever seen in my life, or he lost a bet, and I can't tell which. Because it was like, send me your number, MILFs. It was all this like.
Yeah, I appreciate that man's confidence, where he's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna put that on my car, I'm just gonna wait for the calls to come in. I'm serious, Mike. I swear he had to have lost a bet, because there is no one can possibly be that fucking stupid. Right? Oh no! Who am I kidding? Of course, it's legit.
So I don't have a picture of it, but here's a kind of a crummy video of the guy. He's wearing an old Cubs jersey, and it's Cream Pie 69. There you go. He's got a broom, and he's sweeping the Cardinals because the Cubs swept. But old Cream Pie 69 there, representing the Cubs fans.
What a legend. A legend of our time.
Right. And you gotta respect the fact that he went with like the old throwback road jersey.
Yeah. He's got style.
Yeah.
Oh man, that killed me. That's the one thing I love. Did you guys see the Cubs the beer cup snake?
Yeah, I was just talking about
it.
Yeah. Amazing. That was phenomenal stuff.
Yeah.
That was the nature's healing moment.
Right. There was a there was a pretty good. It was actually, I think, in partially. I don't know if it was just because nobody was at the game or if it was a COVID measure, but there was a game. I think the Phillies were playing the Brewers, and a foul ball was hit to a fan, and a Brewers fan came by and basically stole it from the guy.
Yeah,
and they were sitting like 20 feet apart.
Yeah,
and the broadcast was following it. It was great because you could tell that this kind of burly, older, bearded guy was, "You motherfucker, that was my fucking ball, piece of shit." And finally, it's like some kids came down with the baseball and handed it to him. And we're like, "Here you go, buddy. We're Brewers fans too. We're not assholes." And he's like, "Yeah, fucking kill that piece of shit," because he's sitting above him and he's pointing down at him.
Yeah.
"You motherfucker, you took my fucking ball, you asshole." And yeah, it was good stuff. I was like, yeah, you know what? People, we need this. We need this.
I'm not even mad at anyone in that situation. I'm just happy it's happening.
Right, exactly. That's what's right. Like the people knocking the shit out of each other. I'm loving it, every minute of it. It's like, this is great. This is exactly what we needed. The beer cup thing, all of it.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Cream Pie 69 out there, keeping it real.
Out there.
Cream Pie 69. Who's the guy at, what was it? Cubs game. The guy who looked like he was naked in the stands.
Yeah,
like,
that guy.
Yeah.
What is this?
The naked guy in the stands at the Cub game. We talked about it. We were on the text with it a couple weeks ago. Remember?
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then, and then there was the guy wearing what was it, the Gamecocks hat doing the blowjob.
That guy is one of my favorites. That's like, oh, that still makes me fucking laugh. This fucking that jag-off just in the stands wearing his Cox shirt, just making the fucking blowjob face. That dude. Oh man, that guy! I smiled just at the thought. Like it is so.
We thought like it was the games and stuff that we missed. No, it was never that. It was this.
Oh my god, that
again, we didn't know it, but watching those empty stadium games, what we really needed was someone in a Cox shirt doing a blowjob,
right
in the stands.
Tell me that game was 80% better just because of that. Just that alone. Yeah, it was. It's so great to see.
I'm finding some more that are pretty good. It's custom jerseys.
You know what? I just had a very sad realization.
What's that?
That whenever they get around to doing the Blue Jays City Connect jerseys, it's just going to say Canada.
Yeah, probably.
And it's like, because like, I don't know, there's a lot of really cool local stuff you could do with Toronto. But I don't know. I just have like they're gonna go the most obvious base cheap route, and it's gonna be basically a Team Canada jersey. And
over under on Maple Leafs, I say 5. How many Maple Leafs are on the jersey?
Let's see. 5's a good number.
Yeah, I think 5. We got 2 sleeves, so there'll be 1 on each sleeve, 1 on the front. Probably one of those weird patches like they put in Arizona. That'll be on the
jock tag.
Yeah, and then 1 maybe above the numbers on the back, above the logo, like where the logo usually is, but 1 there. So that's what, 4 or 5. Yeah, we probably get 5 easy out of it. Plus the 1 on the front, of course. All right, Andy, you got more to share here?
I got a few. Yeah, I'm just. So hold on, let me pull them up here and get myself organized here. Okay, so and I probably have some more before we're done with the show. But these it's the little things. You can always count on people to provide us with a laugh. So this one, clearly this one. I mean, it's one of those things where clearly it wouldn't have gotten past the website,
right?
He found somebody that'll print this shit for him.
Well, yeah, I was gonna congratulate whatever local shop did that customization, because that's a pretty consistent curve.
Pretty nice thin arch. Yeah. This guy here.
Again, like something like that. They spent
a lot of money,
actual money, on a real Red Wings jersey. That's not a fake one. And then did that to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's when you go spend the $10 on the fake one.
Yeah,
right?
To do this shit. Shalon Gory.
And some pretty brilliant there. Some of these are kind of shit quality also, but you got Sluts here, an old
Kings
LA
jersey.
Kings,
Yep.
old LA Kings jersey. And this one, I love BJ. I don't know how.
It's a Blue Jays
it's a Blue
jersey,
Jays jersey.
Andy.
Yeah,
Alright?
but I mean, it looks like it's not even remotely even close. It looks like a polo shirt that he got this screen printed on or did it at home.
Mine looks like it was hand drawn on the.
Yeah,
on the
it's pretty poor quality there. And then we got Fart Smell
Smell
the
19.
Flyers jersey. So that guy
I feel
spent
like
like
that's the
$400
jersey
on that.
that I feel like that's a jersey Gritty should wear.
Why not? Right? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that all these fucking idiots are back in the stands again. I just can't tell you. This is great.
Yeah, it makes me smile. Let's see. I'm trying to.
I keep thinking back to the guy I saw at a Lightning game who had a Lightning Yzerman 19 jersey and how he feels about that purchase presently.
Oh, I as you showed the old Kings one that said sluts on it, it brought me back to a memory of when I went to a Ducks Kings game. There was a guy wearing that kind of Kings jersey with Getzlaff on it, Getzlaff 15 on a Kings jersey, and I was like, I literally had to ask him like, what is this? And he's like, oh, I'm a huge Kings fan, but I really respect Ryan Getzlaff's game. And I was like,
okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Good luck with that one, friend.
Odd.
And then, of course, I will never forget the worst Ducks one that I've ever seen. Guy he was this big, huge dude, big kind of fat but tall guy, walking around with his little daughter, and his jersey was the number 69, of course, and P whipped.
Oh God.
Oh no, yeah.
That's the jersey you want to wear when you're taking your daughter out to a game, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're to Disney World there. Just kind of idiots.
Yeah, really.
I got two more. I mean, if you want to look at them, we can. They're just
yeah, we got to do it.
Sure, wrap it up here. This one is pretty much explains itself. I think it's a Capitals jersey.
Man juice.
Kind of see the emblem there on the patch. And of course, you have finger bang.
Is it a Tigers jersey? No, it's too blue.
No,
That's either that looks like.
No, I think it's a Cubs jersey. I think it's
Royals,
a custom
maybe.
Cubs jersey. Well, because of pinstripes.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Finger bang.
Finger
there you go.
bang. Oh,
The people have spoken. Like the people.
God.
Disposable income. It's the best.
Yeah, I guess so. Right.
I'm not sure how you disposable income. Yeah, but like I'm not sure how you justify that purchase to your significant other. Like
you don't tell them about it.
Well, first off, you're assuming they have a significant other,
right?
Well, yeah. I assume the guy who got the P-whip, he had a daughter, so like.
Yeah, but I mean, do we really think like Cream Pie 69 or Finger Bang 21 or character dating scene? Come on.
Well, 69 has been done so many times. So you have to really figure out how to spice it up and get people to remember it. And so you can get, there's lots of different crude things you could put on there. But, I'm sure this guy probably went through, he was testing the MLB like custom jersey thing.
See what they can get away with.
Yeah, because they got to take 69. They can't not have 69 available because somebody maybe has an earnest reason to want it. But it's the name where you can't put like fuck or whatever your sex. So the guy's like, I got to go in the lab here. Cream pie. and it went through, and he probably pumped his fist and was like, God, yes, I've done it. This is it. This is the only jersey I'll ever wear for the rest of my life. And he's probably people are going to look for him at the Cubs games now. They'll look for cream pie.
Oh, yeah, he'll be famous
out there.
Yeah, he's a staple.
It's pride of the city out there. Just
the pride of Wrigleyville.
Yeah,
get him in New Jersey.
So. Yeah.
All right.
We got any score updates here before we kind of
let me see here really quick.
Down.
One of these we go to
so in the National Basketball Association, Philadelphia is leading Atlanta 46-31. So it looks like Philadelphia's got this game in hand.
For now.
And then in the NHL, game still hasn't started. The game isn't going to start for like half an hour. So.
Oh, is it in Vegas?
It's in Vegas.
Okay. All right. Well, we're on a short week here, so.
Yeah. All right. We got anything else, or should we call it a night early tonight?
Let's wrap this up.
All right. Yeah. Once you've gone Super Bang 21 and all that, I don't know where else you go. Really.
Zach's considering his career choices here now. Just kind of,
I can't say I blame him.
Maybe in journalism. I don't know.
Nobody will ever hear this. Don't worry about it.
Yes, that's the basically sports show guarantee. No one will ever hear this. Yeah. So.
All right. Anyway, well, if you want more funny content like this, you can follow us on Twitter, subscribe via Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and YouTube, and wherever fine podcasting is sold. And with that, we're going to call it a night. We will see you all next week. So
Later.
Later.